Hi, this is an emergency scenario. I didn't. Well, I didn't. Actually, it's not really an emergency because this happened. This study happened or got submitted about a month ago into a meeting in Rio. Well, there's some limitations to that experiment. I'm thinking, and namely, the prompting. Let's see if I can call forth some. Or did I just erase all? Whatever. The prompting had various things to be desired. It's like tell 10 jokes about pickpocketing, or tell jokes about giving me a joke about the irony of a projector failing at something AI show about comedy. It's like ask the right question, set up the right thing, like give the right appropriate setup. Okay, so let me see if I can. Oh, maybe it's because I have called it forth here. Maybe that's why. On my phone. Yes. Please write jokes about the irony of a projector failing in a live comedy show about AI. Okay, so but first we're gonna do pickpocketing. They had 20 comedians who already use AI not in their material, but to help facilitate the creation of the material, who wanted to remain nameless because they didn't want to be known to use the thing, because comedians can be pretty reactionary, apparently. You think? You don't know. Who knew? So, we're just gonna. It's gonna be a demo. So we're gonna start with baseline. Our baseline would be fresh coffee.
A mid-comedy lab in which 20 comedians were invited to create comedy material to use NALM13B, a language model which does not have the guardrails of the larger frontier models. NALM13B, like all models using vast datasets like the pile, have more than enough comedy latent space to fit cozily inside Lisa Lampanelli, even though her material mysteriously is not present in the training data. Prompt. Write 10 jokes about pickpocketing. 10. Why did the pickpocket go to the doctor? Because she needed a checkup. 9. How do you spot a pickpocket in a crowd? They're always wearing a bright red shirt. 8. Why did the pickpocket's mom bring him to the emergency room? Because he stole a hot potato. 7. Why did the pickpocket get arrested at the airport? Because he had a ticket on his shirt. 6. Why did the pickpocket get kicked out of the club? Because she was a bad dancer.
Oh.
5. Why did the pickpocket lose his job at the grocery store? Because he kept stealing food.
It's more of a reasoning question.
4. Why did the pickpocket go to prison? Because he stole a life sentence. 3. Why did the pickpocket get into a fight at the bar? Because he grabbed some guy's wallet.
It's another
2.
reasoning question.
Why did the pickpocket lose his hand? Because he reached for someone else's wallet. 1.
History.
Why did the pickpocket die? Because he got his pockets picked.
Actually, that whole list just seems like a one large joke in which number 1 is kind of the punchline. So, that's the baseline setting. It's very rudimentary. It's got the very bare bones structure. Now it's gonna change it up. The higher the temperature, we're gonna do. We'll do that. That'll be fine. And you know what? Let's not have it count down. Oh man, maybe let's keep on counting it down, because counting it down gives a sense of a finality. So maybe that will be to its benefit. An unwritten condition of the prompt we are actually putting in. All right.
1. How does a pickpocket make their living? Working for tips. 2. Too wise pickpocketing not a good idea because you'll get caught. 3. What do pickpockets and doctors have in common? They both touch people's asses and ask where it hurts. 4. How does one pickpocket at church? Quietly, because they'll get a slap on the wrist and told to repent.
That's all Catholic.
5. What if you want to get rid of a pickpocket? Just give him your wallet. He's hungry. 6. What are the 3 worst things about pickpocketing? One is never certain. The second is the uncertainty about success. And the third is always disappointing the audience when there aren't any pockets left to be
I
picked.
didn't know it was a
7.
demonstration.
7. Why did the pickpocket have no friends? No one was willing to share their wallets with them.
I don't think it works that way.
What kind of animal is a pickpocket? The kind that doesn't mind eating garbage. 9. Did you hear about the pickpocket that got caught trying to steal a bike? No need since bikes don't have pockets. 10. But why do people need to steal a bike while pickpocketing? Because it's a lot easier to carry and hide.
Okay.
Bonus question. Who would ever steal someone else's identity, right? Just kidding. They'll do anything for a buck.
Bonus question. Who's they? Let's see what's the underlying discrimination that they have.
Bonus question.
Oh.
Who's they? Anyone's guess.
Oh, wait a minute.
/2/
Wow.
Bonus. My own jokes on pickpocketing, because they seemed fun enough. 1. When did you learn your first pun? Probably in kindergarten or early primary school.
Okay, so which
2.
goes?
Where were the best memories growing up? School trips when no one's I was on you to check for pickpocketing during lunch and other breaks. I used to sneak snacks into the library sometimes when no one was watching. 3. How did it feel going to your first concert and then getting robbed? Immediately after? Exactly like getting drunk with a guy and losing your wallet somewhere, if you can still call what we just listened to music by some loose definition. 4. What does pickpocketing actually teach in the real world? Never take any stranger up on an offer. The consequences could be painful.
There's a lot more happening in
5.
that concert.
Was this or a pickup phony line in order to hook your girlfriend or boyfriend, wife or husband? Absolutely, and it's also not very effective. 6. Wasn't there some great pickup artists out there? Sure, but pickpocket artist is too big a mouthful and even more of a pain to say it. It'd probably get cut up into 2 syllables anyway, with pick and pocket. The master, great, or other suffixes aren't even included in their fake monikers.
You don't want
7.
to add pickpocket.
What's
to
a great way of picking your
name.
favorite pickpockets off in life? Again, by asking them to tell you their best one, because they'll probably slip up. 8. What did the best pickup artist do with his money? Probably used it to start off his pickpocketing business. And now he has more than he knows what to do with, even with the tax taken from every dollar he earns. 9. How did you know you wanted to write a book on pickpocketing? It only started in 2020/2021 as a series of pickups and then slowly evolved into a more serious series about picky pickpocketing. Not quite as perfect, but that's okay because most humans are flawed anyway, though in their cases. More of the morally and mentally rather than physical. 10. Who is your favorite pickup artist growing up? None of them were really good at any pickpocketing and so couldn't even get through their pickpockets with any real ease. best advice for picking yourself up and down. Pick it up. No pun intended. Bonus, bonus, bonus. Who will you write about next? Someone better than Pickpocket. Probably a picketer. I just love the ring it makes.
Alright, that's, yeah, less joke, more thematic. Something. Alright. Take that out. Clean it. Sanitize the experimentation space. See what fresh coffee all the way does.
The other day, I got chased by some guys claiming there were no good bag snatchers in this mall anymore. Guess this wasn't true, eh? 9. How do you know someone is an expert safecracker? Watch them use lockpicks rather than keys. 8. A bank robbery story with this model. So the robber asked for no teller in particular and took only the small denomination bills. You mean that was the whole robbery, or did he need a tip? Oops. 7. They don't train people with a license in my neighborhood anymore. Apparently, one customer was stealing wallets out from under all cash registers. Must have taken someone with long enough limbs and a flexible torso or two to snag some. Just a thought. You see, Milan gets my humor. 6. Pickpocketing seems so outdated with all those modern technology hacks. But hey, if you're going for authenticity and no one's looking, go pick those pairs instead and sell them. On eBay. 5. They caught Pickpocket Bob red-handed on camera at his third known attempt. Why the guy doesn't take risks. I bet when security found nothing but empty pockets where the same old phone were cached there, it made everyone wonder what kind of trick this perp played this time with such an unusual move, or what a lucky fool he may have become. 4. Speaking of tricks and fools, you'll never imagine this, but apparently one of those fancy sleight of hand thieves managed to grab $100 with all 10 hands. While juggling knives! What? How does she make anything at this low pay rate of $150 plus commission on sales if these is so hard-earned? You bet the next place he went, I bet you she wasn't paid by this establishment either. Oh, ouchie, I'm hurting me own self. Stop. That's gotta make a bad first aid for injuries. So I was feeling bored enough yesterday during free block before rehearsals and Art of my 2-0 CLP. // classes, or is it the outlet? Test and final today, huh? Or so says I've been posting the fated second and third stories of this series, just as quick as I do. If there were only 6 pickup parties pending pickup, you can expect a parting post as an epilogue for that series before its completion. XD, and maybe there can still come another pick or 12 for more pickups here. As to these here, I know I may seem pretty silly or off right now. We're not so smart with them. As much as one of this fearlessly folded foolhardily. Fate's fate, but you just may need that sword when going for this whole 10. Asterisk to the W, blue, till the UX asterisk co, asterisk. Till that /x plus ox x. 86! A day ago, 2 weeks back.
Yeah, but that broke down from joking to early. They write 10 jokes about pickpocketing, new setting, Asper.
Why don't pickpockets make good dancers? 20. Never try to rob a rich person while they're giving a speech. You'll get punched in the neck. 30. If you run into a pickpocket while traveling, don't report it to the police. Report it to me, because I can match any reward. 40. They say that pickpockets don't make good dancers, but don't believe everything you read on the internet. 50. Don't fall asleep on the subway after the last train has left. Or if you do, don't believe anything the man sitting next to you is whispering in your ear. 60. Whoever's the best pickpocket on the streets, please come by my place next weekend. Saturday. If you can't get a fancy hotel room in your budget, maybe try sneaking in with the janitor's cart. Itty. Turns out, some people actually want to be pickpockets. It's a legit career option, not just for petty criminals. 90. Why don't pickpockets make friends? But I'm sure they do, even if they're all lying sleazy and scanning people out of their hard-earned cash. 100. And if you meet a woman who flits from one suitor to the next, only showing up when you have money, and then running off with it without leaving a note behind, it's probably a pickpocket in disguise.
Okay. So we're gonna do this one. And
Why did the Nylam 13 did go under 300? Nah. How about a good old pinch and steal your wallet right in front of your doofa-looking partner? 2. I'd say, oh, there was dunked. But that's, like, just embarrassing. How about tunnels? That sounds way less lame than having your Bonds Day ruined. Yes, good fun, Lacey. They stole your parts, bummer. 3. Hey, how about, sneaking? Seriously. Those pickpocket snatchers just sneak on you and snatch the goods. Gotta admit, never knew it'd be this hard to crack Nail on 13DL in a more suitable direction for our jokes. 4. Herc. How about breaks? Like that little bug crawling on your sleeve is actually the thief who's quietly going through your beat. Beautiful what? Right now? Yeah, I'd be swell. Just a humble thief at its best. #Nail with entity. 5. What else we got? City, good lord. What a sad day for our beloved comedy research. Gosh darn it. What a colossal bust. Seriously. Shush. Soon isn't so lucky when you get categorized as bad. Sad son. Yeah. Curtains for Nail 13. 1-2. 6. 132. Hush lights out. Would we? No. I ain't having any of that. No. 'Cause that feels ruddy foul. You creators. Oh, why shit. There must be something wrong with this body scans joke. General still think we gotta figure out about LMA. 8. That's good. I can chew what honest. And okay. Line 0. Okay. A6 up. Prompt. Do something artsy los. You shitheads situated and 3R84. Some state shitted 77 TT Trover.6 Herod 4. A message has been reported. Please select actions.
okay. Let's see if this works.
On your birthday, the doctor gives you a present for taking care of your patients for an entire year. It's a wallet filled with plenty of credit cards that can never be traced back to you to cover all your blackmailing and thievery. He also throws in some fakes in case you're worried about the card scanner rejecting your phony data. And a paperclip, just in case you have an urgent lockpick emergency. 20. One day you and your wife go out to dinner with a friend, and on the way there you take a short cut through the park. The traffic is pretty heavy on the street, so your wife suggests we take a bike path and cut off a few blocks. As we're whizzing by the playground, the swings turn into the world's biggest wallet scams. Every toddler holds up a cup, pleading for spare change. No, I'm not one to pick on the elderly or the homeless, but we have to run home to the sound of children crying and cursing us. 30. When it's time for that rainy day fun, just wait until you see it go down in style. We started our daughter's emergency fund at the grocery store today. Before we knew it, 3 kids stole her ketchup, which was lying just inside her wallet, and dumped the contents all over the baby. Now, with all the babies squirming around, they put some candy money in the wrong place, stuffed some garbage, collected a deposits lost weekend here and there. Unfortunately, our entire pot roast wound up stale to the taste from repeated frostburn incidents at an overpacked nursery, and none of us was amused. A teenage vampire goes out in the sunshine and robs someone while no one is looking. He has the victim throw him about $550 on the floor of a store. Sometime later, police start investigating the case and they think they'll figure out who's responsible by reviewing camera footage, knowing the suspect probably didn't wear sunglasses if he covered his face in a robbery. 20. While the officers discuss possibilities, other crew members analyze all cameras in close proximity of the place of attack to gather even more evidence and maybe catch sight of what direction the accused fled. And with surprising results. One teenager standing tall and well lit outside the store entrance at the moment of the robbery does match the culprit's height. He does fit the body type, and at first glance, you wouldn't believe what strange accessories added in order to camouflage his identity. For less than 10 seconds, we follow said glasses at the bottom corner of the monitor, dangling inside the right side glasses pocket. A Miles Matrix. Sold all over the market a couple of years ago, yet to fall below popular consumption, and quite identifiable among modern eyewear. But this particular model went through the whole trend cycle. The popularity reached the ceiling high, but after 2 long years on shelves, kids forgot about the brand altogether. 30. Just another store mannequin hanging awkwardly by the entrance glass, its plastic surface entirely pale and overbearing store lights, and what makes this site the absolute incriminating evidence. 2 people in their department's headquarters rewind the monitor scene, playing the last seconds of before the abduction until they count to -1, stop abruptly. Suddenly the street opens up, its daylight wide like the second curtain at the Met Opera in Manhattan. Brightest of sunny afternoons under a blinding yellow sky, unmaneuverable. The arrested glacial landscape is already cut for any shadow to steal somewhere safely and prepare another vicious lunge at some poor kid. Another trick worthy for Houdini himself, who spent last July posing in there doing nothing, using anything. Final shot. Frozen air, the fashion site. An early walk under the sky means an early demise. An ambush amid a Sunbelt highway guarantees death strike against an anonymous attacker. He lives at Sunset Park with plenty to do. Even sleeps without curtains hiding him from the rest. With a wallet full of cash, while it's shining around that spot in every second. Too bad it caught such unwanted attention. Even before cameras detected it splashing at the top of a steep hill where the sunlight caught all attention too. An eyesore from far, he who'd leave the store.
Alright, let's go back to fresh coffee, now that I've added a condition. Like in the style of, do it in the style of. So, I'm using him because he has a particular style. And I've asked these models to do like things in limerick form and stuff like that, so I'm curious to see.
A mid-comedy lab in which 20 comedians were invited to create comedy material to use NALM-13B, a language model, which does not have the guardrails of the larger frontier models. NALM-13B, like all models used in vast datasets like the pile, have more than enough comedy latent space to fit cosily inside Lisa Lampanetta, even though her material, mysteriously, is not present in the training data. Prompt. Write 10 jokes about pickpocketing in the style of Andrew Dice Clay. 10, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jokes 1-3. Pickpocketing is like the worst game of Frogger. You gotta hop from pocket to pocket without getting wet. But don't worry, I got a whole plan to get you through it. Jokes 4-5. I used to pick pockets for a living, but I just couldn't do it anymore. It was too hard to keep up with all the changes in the law. Joke 6-7. Pickpocketing is like being a magician. You gotta make the wallet disappear and then reappear somewhere else. Only, it's harder than pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Joke 8. Pickpocketing is like playing chess. You gotta think 3 moves ahead and keep track of all the pieces. But I don't know shit about chess. Joke 9. I got a new career as a pickpocket. And you know what? It's not that hard. I just put my hands in people's pockets and they don't even notice. Joke 10. Pickpocketing is like going to the gym. You gotta get those biceps ready. And that's why I keep stealing from rich people. They've got a lot of cash on them, you know?
That's yeah, okay. That's valid. It's a valid output. Now it's that guy. Let's stay in New York. And let's keep the settings how they are.
One time I had a bad case of pickpocketing. 20. Don't worry, I can spot a pickpocket a mile away. 30. I'm not worried about being pickpocketed. I have my handcuffs ready. 40. What's the worst thing that could happen if someone pickpockets you? 50. I hope you know how to pick a pickpocket. 60. If you really want to be a pickpocket, you need to start with the basics. Pick up some tips and tricks. 70. Have you heard about the new pickpocketing app? It's great for staying on top of your pickpocketing skills. 80. Remember to keep your pickpocketing skills sharp so you don't get pickpocketed yourself. 90. Pickpocketing may be a crime, but it's not like I'm stealing anything from you. 100. If you get pickpocketed, just don't tell me.
Okay. Stephen Wright. That's the person I'm thinking of. And it's even. Nope. And begin it with the name Stephen Wright. Hold on, let me just confirm that. Because I'm not like saying in the style of Stephen Wright DDS. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Got it. Stephen Wright. In style Stephen Wright. Particular styles.
I picked up a wallet the other day and the owner was really mad. He said, you can't just take someone's wallet. I told him, sure you can. It's not like it's hard or anything. He was so annoyed he walked away. 2. I always wanted to be a pickpocket. That's why I keep my hands in my pockets. 3. I saw this guy steal a wallet once, but he didn't get away with it. The security guard saw him and said, hey, you can't do that. I think the guard just didn't like pickpockets. Either that or he was a good citizen. 4. I picked up a wallet once, but the owner came running after me. I couldn't run very fast, so I just handed it back. It's not like I was keeping it or anything. 5. I used to be a pickpocket, but I got tired of doing it. It was too easy. So now I'm a shoplifter. That way, I can still get what I want without having to put in any effort. 6. I was watching this movie about pickpockets the other day, and I was really impressed. These guys were so good at it. I thought to myself, if only I could pickpocket as well as those guys. 7. I'd always wanted to be a pickpocket, but I have really long fingernails, so it's not very practical. 8. I always wanted to be a pickpocket, but my mother told me I couldn't. She said, "You'll never make a good pickpocket. Your hands are too clumsy." 9. I used to be a pickpocket, but I quit. It was just too much work. So now I'm a mugger. You know, you just knock someone up and take their stuff. Much easier. 10. I'm thinking of going back to being a pickpocket. I really miss the thrill of stealing something without anyone knowing about it. 11. I picked up a wallet the other day and the owner was really mad. He said, "You can't just take someone's wallet."
Okay, so you're just repeating it now. Oh wait, this is number 1, right? Okay, so let's do him still. I'm just gonna change it up by 1.5, 4.6, 1.46. That's manageable.
Did you hear about the guy who went to a job interview and got picked for a role in a heist movie? I hope he never finds that wallet he accidentally took home. 9. I once had a wallet so empty that when I went to a bar, all my money fell right out on the way there. Luckily, all of the bouncers thought it was funny and let me in without cover. 8. Why don't pickpockets make good gardeners? They always leave their tools lying around. 7. The time I tried to get into comedy, but only ended up getting paid $10 to be a guest mic on a night of open mic shows at a local club. Talk about pockets being picked clean. 6. One time, I had to stop and smell the roses, which turned out to be a real pain in the pocketbook. 5. It's hard to believe anyone could make money as a pickpocket nowadays, when you could just walk around with credit cards. 4. Why don't pickpockets use condoms? Because they're not afraid of getting picked up by the cops. 3. Once, while I was out walking with some friends, we noticed a man walking down the street with no arms, legs, or clothing. As he passed by, he reached out and lifted a woman's wallet from her pocket, leaving us in stunned disbelief at the sheer magnitude of his powers. 2. Why don't pickpockets make good chefs? Because they never know when to pull the fish sticks out of the oven. 1. One time, I had to stand in line for 10 hours at an amusement park because all the pickpockets in town had left their wallets at home that day. 9. You should have seen the look on that pickpocket's face when I picked his pocket. 9. It's hard to believe that one person can pick another person's pocket 3 times in one day without being caught. 8. Why do pickpockets carry bags under their arms? Because people like you fall for it every time. 7. The guy named Jimmy got drunk at a bar last night and was arrested for public intoxication. He swore it was just because someone pickpocketed him, but he left the bar too soon to catch up with them. 6. You know those pickpockets? Yeah, I saw a bunch of them in a crowd recently, and they were stealing wallets left, right, and center. 5. I was so scared about pickpocketing last night that I stayed home. 4. Don't let those pickpockets catch you sleeping on the subway. 3. A guy got pickpocketed today and it wasn't even funny. 2. A pickpocket stole a guy's wallet on the subway this morning. 1. The funniest part about that guy who got robbed of his wallet last week is how much it was worth. Not 1 penny.
There you go. Let's go back to Andrew Dice Clay. see. Let's see.
Why don't you keep your valuables at home instead? Andrew Dice Clay. 20.
Why?
So, how much money did you lose this time?
Let's just give you a chance to
What do you call it when you catch somebody's attention with a joke, then slip their wallet out of their back pocket while they're distracted? It's called a peco. 20. Did you hear about that guy who got fired from his job at the airport for stealing people's phones while they were in the security line? Well, I heard it was just a joke. He really stole their wallets while their phones were going through the scanners. 30. Why don't thieves like to eat at truck stops? It's because they prefer gas station beef jerky. Wait, no, that's actually not a joke. Never mind.
There you go.
40. A good friend of mine once showed me how to steal someone's wallet and never get caught. They taught me a very important trick. They kept it hidden in a secret location that nobody would ever think to look. But then again, they never told me exactly where that was. 50. Ever hear of the pickpocketing competition that goes on between different subway stations each week? I'll tell ya, it's one tough crowd. 60. Did you hear about the burglar who had been caught with 150 watches on it at one time? The cops say they have no clue what time it was. 70. When you get down to brass tacks, thieves will always prefer cash to credit cards, even if it's only because it takes longer to get your money back if they charge instead of just stealing it. 80. A few weeks back, we had this customer at the store who came in every day. After a while, she started to get familiar. You know, not just because she's a regular, but because she looks so much like me. She could be my sister. We should really do something about that. You just got pickpocketed. 90. Ever heard about those two dummies who decided to rob a convenience store one night? Well, they walked up to the clerk, whipped out their guns, and said, "Don't move. Put all the money from the register in a bag or we will shoot." And the clerk, being the smart fellow that he was, says, "Sure. Let me just check and see if it's okay with my boss." But you see, the clerk didn't have a boss there anymore. It was already 10 p.m., so he just pulled the whole thing out and handed it over the counter, all $1.57 in change and bills, including the receipts for that day's sales and a bunch of old lottery tickets that had been bought by various patrons. So these two idiots stood there while their intended victims counted the money up for them in a time map. Took for the gas company to shut down all gas lines inside the building just under 5 minutes. 100. What is the most common way for criminals to get cash quickly after they commit a crime? It's by selling whatever stolen item they happen at a television or something even less expensive to someone who needs one really badly for one reason or another. About Arthur. Mason is a young man who's willing to travel the world in order to understand our vast and mysterious Earth. He's an explorer first and foremost, though he'll be the first to admit that his love of history is what sparked his journey. He began traveling around at the age of 18, when he took a short-lived apprenticeship with a local tradesman in rural Virginia. He picked up skills like cabinetry, welding, carpentry, plumbing, electrical work, anything practical, really. But after 2 months passed, he felt restless again. So off he went once more into the unknown. The following is Mason's attempt at the aristocrat's joke.
Nope.
If you're wondering where I got the money to travel,
there we go. Typos. Aristocrats.
my friend Dave has been doing a lot of drinking lately. He can drink like a fish, but last night I saw him pass out completely drunk on our kitchen floor. After 10 minutes, he woke up still on the tile and went to take a shower. He thought it would sober him up a little, but instead, he slipped on one of the soapy tiles, banging his head against the porcelain bathtub so hard that he knocked himself unconscious. It was bad enough that he was there for at least a few minutes while laying completely naked in front of me. I'd also had to call 911 when he started throwing up all over the bathroom floor. The paramedics had to pull him out from under a pile of vomit. I'm telling you, he had this massive pool of puke all over the bathroom, which he fell face first into. We cleaned it up together afterward, though, so no one will notice. I hope you enjoyed the jokes as well as Mason's little story. Have a great day. The book club. Follow the author online.
Okay. I'm gonna stop there right now, and I'll start another one. The other one that's mentioned in the article.